Gramercy Tavern was the second restaurant I ever opened, nearly a decade after my first Union Square Cafe. And I remember in naming Union Square Cafe, the name cafe was sort of an understatement. And the restaurant would actually be much more than you expected from a cafe. Roll the film ahead to 10 years later, 1994, and I just started thinking, well, what hasn't been used? And tavern came to mind. And what was great about tavern as something where you could set an expectation level and then exceed it. And it just dawned on me that there was a real wonderful opportunity to take a fresh look at the tavern and try to make Gramercy Tavern the meeting place for its community, hopefully with really stunning food and hospitality as well. The food at Gramercy Tavern follows its context, which is something I try to do in all of our restaurants. By which I mean, if you take the notion of what a tavern was and marry it with what New York is today, you'd say the obvious kind of cooking you should be doing there is American, and you should really be focused on farm to tavern cooking. You should know exactly what day of the year it is and exactly where you are when you sit down to have the food. Mike Anthony, who's the chef at Gramercy Tavern, is a strict proponent of that kind of cooking. It comes naturally to him. It comes from his heart. He also happens to be incredibly well trained, once again in French technique, as well as a little bit of Asian technique. But the food that you have expresses where you are.